Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Welcome to Drinkin' Bros, kids. Today's one of those days where you wake up and you're in Las Vegas and they say, hey guys, Big Three's in town. You want to come do the Big Three? Now, Dan, you and I know the Big Three really well.
Yep.
Because it's most of our favorite players.
A lot of them, yeah.
From when we grew up, and now they're all playing in this league. When you come to something like this, me personally, I still feel nervous.
Well, I don't really feel nervous, but it is interesting to see people that you grew up watching, perform and play in front of you, right? And to meet them and speak to them and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It is very interesting, right? But
because you look at them and you've put them on this pedestal for so long, and then they're right in front of your face, and you're like, oh, shit, I hope I don't fuck this up.
Right.
Yeah. Which I don't think we will, Dan. I feel very confident in everything that's going to happen today.
We'll be fine. We're going to talk to a number of people. The guy that runs the show, Ice Cube, we'll talk to him a little bit.
Yep.
See what he's up to, if he's got any new – I think he's got a couple new projects he's working on. And
he's always – that dude's got like 8 to 10 movies that are always going.
Right.
He's always got something going on. And by the way, he's always been like that in Hollywood. Like for – shit, even the time that I got there, man, it was like, hey, dude, Ice Cube can greenlight a movie.
Yeah. Well, he's a hardworking guy, and everybody knows he's going to follow through on the shit he does.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. And, there's a bunch of other players here that we want to talk to. Gilbert Arenas, this is his first foray into coaching.
Huge fan of that guy.
Yeah. Lisa Leslie, arguably the best female basketball player of all time, right?
Ever, in my opinion, yeah.
I agree with that. She's my Jordan, but, a lot of people are here. A lot of fun people. Dr. J is here.
Yeah. We're going to try to get Dr. J, but that seems so crazy to me.
Yeah.
As long as Delco Dan gets a nice photo with Dr. J today, I feel...
That's a win.
I feel good about it.
That's a win.
Because at least
Brian Scalabrine there.
We helped out someone's dream, and it came through. Scalabrine's there.
Yeah.
We love you. We're live, but we love you, Scalabrine. How are you? Drinkin' Bros podcast.
He wanted to challenge you to some kind of 3-point shooting contest or something. Is that right?
You want to challenge me?
I had $2,000 in my wallet right now, and they're trying to get me to challenge you to a 3-point shootout. Haven't played in 10 years, but
I'll take that. How about this? I'll take the winnings, and we'll go to the McGregor fight.
Oh, done. Hey, we're already going.
Done.
Do you want to come with it? Are you not going to the McGregor fight?
I'll do it if you put the 2,000 up.
Okay. That's how much the seats are, so if you want it, we can do it later, yeah.
We'll do it.
Okay, perfect. You go do press, and we'll come back out, and we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Did I just talk myself into losing $2,000?
Sounds like it, yeah. No, you're never going to win that.
I have not picked up a basketball in 10 years, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's not going to work out.
Oh, boy. And we get a film crew here and everything else.
There's a number of film crews here.
I like the fact that that's how much people are valuing these Conor McGregor tickets. Where they're like, hey, dude, I know for $2,000 I can get a lower. I can get a lower to McGregor. It's crazy. Scalabrine's made some money.
Yeah.
He's made some money in his career.
Yeah.
God
He's
damn
just
it.
trying to take some easy money off what is clearly a sucker. That's what's happening here.
When he walked in, I was like, oh, shit, is that Rappaport? Is that Michael Rappaport? I wonder if they're still bros.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
If you look that close, you got to, kind of.
Scalabrine is a white legend. What was his nickname, Delco Dan? Yes, that's
Red
it.
Mamba.
Yeah,
That's
Red
funny,
Mamba,
yeah.
dude. Best
really
in
funny.
the biz. Every time he would come into a game, crowds would go bug fuck for that guy, and they absolutely loved him. Look, this is what I was talking about at the top of the show, dude. You still get nervous seeing some of these people. Scalabrine, I'm nervous because I'm gonna lose $10,000 or $2,000.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
Could be 10. Who knows?
It happens.
Could be that Post Malone shit all over again. I don't know. But the beauty of an event like this is people are going to be walking in and out all day long. We're going to be able to talk to some of your favorites, our favorites, and we don't know who we're actually going together. So many famous people here. Ton of press for the Big Three. We just happen to be covering it with everything else that's going on. You and I were betting on the NBA Finals last night. We had John Anik on the show.
Yep.
Going to the McGregor fight tomorrow night. Obviously, Vegas is hopping right now.
Yeah, it's big.
Very few masks.
Cell service sucks. There's a lot of people here right now.
Yeah. Anywhere you go, dude,
Yeah.
the cell service sucks when there's this many people here. But what a banger of a weekend. I'm looking forward to it. I know we got a Drinkin' Bros meetup tonight at 9 Fine Irishman. I don't even care that this airs later. We've been telling them.
Yeah.
I'm just expecting shit to get crazy.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, if people will show up and weird shit will happen.
Yeah,
That's typically how it goes.
Yeah.
And we got Chuck coming into town as well.
Are we going racing cars with him tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to Dream Racing tomorrow at the Vegas Motor Speedway, and him and a special guest as well.
Do I know who it is?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is it Trump?
No. That'd be funny, though.
You know Trump is here, right?
Some people told me, some from his staff, that he was going to be out here, and I'm like,
yeah.
Well, ask him if he wants to race Chuck Liddell. I was like,
be a blast.
it'd be funny as shit, to be honest with you.
He gets out of office. What's the first thing you did? I want racing with Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
Huge. China.
Yeah.
It'd be great if he did it. By the way, I'd love to get him on the show. Everybody asks, like, who's one person that you haven't had yet? Trump. Love to have Trump on the show. That'd be great. Any president. Shit, you know what? I would sit down with any president, to be honest with you. I would just like to know what the ins and outs of that office are, to be real.
I mean, I'm sure they would have to give pretty measured responses because of security clearances and shit, but
yeah.
Just the day-to-day operations. I mean, it's an 18-hour-a-day schedule, basically. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can catch naps in there sometimes in some of those periods, but for the most part, it's an 18-hour-a-day schedule. I can't imagine doing any of that bullshit.
No, me neither.
Not for 4 fucking years in a row, anyways.
I'm looking around, by the way, to see if Scalabrine is still here. I don't want to lose that 2K.
Yeah, we probably better get out of here before he comes back.
Hey, this might be the fastest we've ever packed up and gotten out of here. He'd house me. I haven't played in 10 years. What if I did beat him, though? Great story.
No, I think
great story.
I think he could shoot his shots from a wheelchair and still beat you. Are you out of your fucking mind? No.
Oh, no. Look, with McAfee, that's a different story, man. That's just one apiece. One kick, one punt, one pass. That's easy, right? With this, the direction can go anywhere. With this, with 3-pointers, dude, it's so precise. I think I get house. You?
Think about the narrative, Ross.
I know.
Down Scalabrine.
Yeah.
3-on-3 at the big 3.
Yeah.
I hear about this on Twitter.
What if I take 2K off another? I already took 20K off of Post Malone, dude. People doubted that as well.
These are things legends are made.
I know.
This is a St. James.
No. I wouldn't fare well.
You're
I'm not even in gym shorts. Maybe if they give me some big 3 gear so I can at least get in gym shorts to do it, that'd be great.
And Scalabrine's got to wear like one of those fat suits.
Yeah.
Or something just to even the odds a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
he would
dude.
still beat you. There are no
legends.
Unless you cut his arms off, you're not winning.
Legends walking around, Dan. That's Rick Mahorn, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man.
A lot of people around here.
Dude, John Spider Sally's here today.
Yep.
Michael Cooper from the Lakers is here today. I mean, it's everybody we grew up with, the best of the best here. I'm amped to be here. I'm happy they asked us to be here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this Big 3 stuff, to be honest.
Same.
I'm getting into the alternate forms of entertainment with certain sports, right? It's fun. People are getting bored with the NBA.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes, and you want to see your favorites. There's a weird period of nostalgia going on in the country, not just with movies, but with your athletes. Tyson's fighting again. Holyfield's about to fight. De La Hoya's trying to fight. The Big 3's got all of our favorite old players that we love and grew up with. It's amazing that I've stayed 33 years old during this time. Can't believe it's been able to beat time. Who do we got up first, Giorgio? Welcome to Drinkin' Bros Sports. We are live from the Big 3 with, would you say the greatest rapper of all time?
You could say that.
If we're starting off the conversation, I feel like we have to. And then also I have to ask how your day was.
I had a good day, man. Today was a good day. It is Friday, my day, to get high day. So, all around love, and it's feeling good today for sure.
Yeah, we had to ask, obviously. Dad jokes. Got to. I'm sure you've heard it a million times. There's no testing in this league, right?
Testing of what?
Weed?
I don't think the NBA does anymore either,
we?
Right?
Our guys come in ready to play. There's no weed smell on them. Eyes are not burgundy. They good to go.
Yeah, they are good to go. But this is a town where as soon as you get off the plane, first stop I make, I hit Planet 13 earlier. It was like going into an Apple store.
Did you get that Friday Kush?
Oh, had to.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get
Eventually.
the Friday Kush or the Good Day Kush.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get it.
Did you know they had a big 3 section for you guys?
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's
So they
13,
had a
really?
big baby bird, and that looked very similar to a moon rock. And then they had a Gary Payton. That was they said that was one of their top sellers there.
It is, yeah.
Sweet, man. You know, so you definitely going to get high with all that.
Well, for
yeah.
sure. So let's talk about getting high. Let's talk about some basketball, man.
Yeah,
I love this whole thing you've got set up here. I like the alternative to traditional sports
Yeah.
competition. It's all about entertainment at the end of the day, right?
Yep. That's what it's all about. And this is a game I think most of us play 3-on-3 more than 5-on-5.
For sure,
so
yeah.
it's been right there, but it hasn't been elevated to this level. So to be able to elevate it to the pro level and see guys, 7-footers playing 3-on-3 basketball is pretty incredible. So
It kind of reminds you like NBA Jam a little bit. You know what I mean?
Without a
I mean,
doubt.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And to
I mean-
have some of the personalities you have involved in this stuff to get some of the big names over here is a big deal.
it is, our coaches are box office. Our coaches are Dr. J, Iceman, George Garvey, Rick Barry, Lisa Leslie, Nancy Lieberman, Gary Payton.
So the entire Hall of Fame is coaching your.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
it almost seems like
Got
you
it, yeah.
started a league to hang out with your favorite players of all
Hey,
time.
man.
Hey, don't bust
Come
his
on, yeah,
joint out.
yeah,
What the fuck you
exactly.
doing?
Don't give away the formula, man. Don't give away the formula.
I would if I could, but I mean,
yeah.
I looked at the laundry list of players you got playing, and the talent. I mean, it is just a wealth of talent, and it's changed since the inception of it.
Yeah.
And it feels like it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and more people are like, "Yo, I want to get into the big 3."
Without a doubt. We had over 80, maybe 120 players trying out for 20 spots.
Wow,
So,
really?
You got a big pool of players that want to get in the league. We're going to have to expand, sooner or later. And look, they want a ball. They want to show what they can do at the highest level, and I'm glad to have a big 3 to be able to do it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you guys are thinking about expansion already then. Are you franchising? What's a franchise cost? Come on.
There's no franchising. The league owns the teams. Right now, we went from 8 to 12. I think we need to go to 16 because there's just so much talent out
Right.
there.
There is, and having it in Vegas every single year not only brings out all of the celebrities, but it brings out all of the fans because we can take a vacation and come and watch the big 3 because Vegas is a blast to be in. It's not like you're in a San Antonio, for Christ's sakes.
Well, sometimes we do go. What's cool about this league, we can travel anywhere and play a big 3.
Right, it's not like you're
game.
moving 10,000 people like some of the
Nah.
other organizations have to. It's a lot. You can be a lot more mobile. It's great.
Without a doubt. And this could be like a rolling all-star game.
Right.
In 2019, we went to 18 cities. So
Wow, really?
this year, we're in Vegas, we're in New Orleans. If you make it to the playoffs, Bahamas. So we picked 3 towns that would give our players great incentive to play hard and try to win.
And again, vacation hotspots.
Yes.
Vegas, New Orleans, Bahamas. The last time I was in Bahamas, the fish fry was one of the best I've
crazy.
ever
Oh,
had. My God, man.
We go to the Bahamas, at least once a year. So I can't wait to get back.
Well, if you're dealing with retired athletes, their families, wives are like, hey, that travel shit's done. But if you take them to Vegas and New Orleans and the Bahamas, maybe it works out, right?
Without a doubt. I was saying if the guys don't play hard, their wives going to kill them
Yeah.
to, miss out on that free paid vacation.
That's
yeah.
that's a lot of extra pressure right there.
Without a doubt. We wanted to do it. We need to do everything we can to make sure these guys put on the show.
Right.
The winning team gets more than the losing team. So,
Right.
Yeah.
that's a big incentive, too,
I like
to
that.
play.
I like
Yeah.
that shit, man.
Same. Do you
Yeah.
watch today's NBA games and start scouting for when they're about to retire?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely checking them out. What I noticed about this year in the finals, that more big 3 players than the players that's in the finals.
Some young,
Oh, yeah.
young guys out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So
a lot of them.
it's cool to have these athletes, household names, guys who've built this big fan base, and Big 3 get to reap the benefits.
I know. It's amazing. And I went to Ohio State. You got a couple of Buckeyes out here. Greg Oden.
Yes.
Like, that's what I love about this. It's also a shot at redemption.
Yes.
When you look at a guy like that, everybody says, oh, he was a bust but you can't help getting injured.
No.
So he's able to come here in a league like this, and if he shows off his skills, who knows? Maybe he gets another shot.
You never know. It's really all about putting guys in their natural habitat, so to speak. You know, these guys been balling since they was little. You know, now they grown men still balling, and to look up and find yourself retired or something at 33, 32, you know, it's kind of crazy. So to put them back in the arena, let people know that they still got game, you know, that's the cherry on top.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't expect, you know, they play basketball their entire life, and all of a sudden you're retired, your career's over at 27, 28. What do I do with the rest of my life? At least this gives them an outlet and another chance to shine and maybe get one more shot at it.
Never know, you know, so that's what's a great thing. You know, you're able to come out here and show the world, look, I can play.
Yeah.
You know, I can play.
Yeah, and for you personally, outside of the big three, now that the pandemic is over, you do a lot of directing, you do a lot of writing, and obviously acting. What do you got on your docket here for 2021?
Oh, we got a few things in the works. I just did War of the Worlds for Universal. That's going to be a crazy movie when that come out. And I'm doing a movie with Jack Black
That's
called
fun.
Oh Hell No. So me and him going to do that movie right after the season. So I'm excited, man.
That's great. Yeah, looking forward to that one.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Hey, well, thanks for having us here today. Ice Cube, tell everybody how they can find the big three and what dates they're going to be heading to New Orleans and the Bahamas.
Check it out. Look, you can check out the big three every weekend, every Saturday on CBS, Triller, or Fight TV. In 2 or 3 weeks, we're in New Orleans. And look, follow us the whole season on the Big Three app, big3.com. We here, man. We ain't going nowhere. We own the summer. Party with us.
God damn, I've heard your voice for years, and now in person, it's still just the same, dude. It's the same.
Sweet,
I feel like
man.
I'm sitting in my
Hey,
car
that's
in high
right.
school, dude.
That's right,
You
man.
don't age.
Yeah.
You're beating the system. Ice Cube, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. As always, no matter where we go, we got some sponsors who put this shit wagon on the air. First and foremost is ghostbed.com/drinkinbros. Look, I love Vegas. The only thing I hate about traveling is I'm not in my ghost bed anymore.
Yeah, and the pillows. God damn it. I miss the thing I miss most in life when I'm not at my home is the pillows, the ghost pillows.
Pillows are just as good as the mattress. The sheets are just as good as the pillows. Go to ghostbed.com/drinkinbros today and get your new bedroom set that you always wanted. And right now, there's a 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest there at ghostbed.com/drinkinbros. So you can couple all those deals together and then shabloinkers. You can check out and kind of lump them in with the rest of the savings there. And you probably come out at like $35 a month if you have decent credit, by the way. Don't come at me if you have shitty credit. There's nothing I can do for you at that point. But go to ghostbed.com/drinkinbros today.
We also got a new product.
Yeah.
Got a new ghost bed product. It is the ghost bed memory foam topper. So it's a mattress topper.
Are we breaking that now?
Yes. It just debuted today, I believe.
Oh, so did you get the text message
Yeah,
from
I'm
Rich?
just reading this email
All right.
from Rich now. So it's going to be around $300 for a queen.
Okay.
It's super nice. If you use the Drinkin Bros code, obviously, you're going to get it down to about $223.
Yeah, dude.
$223. So that's 30% off.
30% off.
It's a 5-zone memory foam topper, meaning there's 5 different layers, so it's also cooling.
It's cooling as well?
Cooling and waterproof. It's the only topper with a cover that is included. It's the only cover it is the only topper with a cover that is included with it. Right?
Okay.
It's the only one that exists in the market right now. Ghost grip elastic band around there so it doesn't slide off, and it's a 3-inch of gel memory foam, and that's 5 layers of that shit. So it's the
Damn.
same as the Ghost Lux mattress where it has all those layers. That's why it's cooling. It's like 18 layers in the mattress, and here it's 5 and just the topper.
That's
like
awesome,
just that
man.
3-inch topper. It's
Okay,
dope
go
as
to
shit.
ghostbed.com/drinkinbros today and get in on it, my dude. Kids, let's welcome Lisa Leslie to the show. One of the greatest of all time.
Oh, thank you.
Not only female, but male. Looking through your accolades, it is insanity.
Crazy, right?
It's crazy. When you look back at your career, can you believe it?
Yeah, because I put in all the hard work. I can believe it, but it was definitely something that I had to make a lot of sacrifices to achieve. So I didn't get to do a lot of things that probably young people got to do, hanging out. I missed a lot of family events, missed my high school graduation. So there was a lot of sacrifices made in order to try to reach greatness.
That's what it takes to be the best.
Yeah, a couple of gold medals.
Totally. Four gold medals.
It's a lot.
So it's kind of like two couples together, but it's all good.
But if you look at it, it's 16 years.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
shows just how great you were for a long period of time. And now you got the ladies going in Tokyo here coming up this summer.
Yes.
How do you think they'll do?
I think they'll do great. Team USA, we have been dominating for the last 6 Olympics. This will make 7. Hopefully it's gold or bust, and that's just the way that we've always been sort of brought up in. And I think the culture has continued to be created and passed along, and that's been the beauty of it. When I started in USA basketball, I was in the 11th grade, one of the only high school players that was there. And to come through that whole system and then become the veteran and then be the oldest player on the other end.
Now you're a coach.
And now coaching.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
the whole growth in the system is something that we are very conscious of, and that culture, the winning culture we've created.
Yeah, not only you coaching, but it's the big 3. Ice Cube is one of the owners. You're from Compton, California.
That's right. CPT in the house.
Yeah. Did you grow up with his music? Because even I had to say, hey, dude, you sound exactly like when I was sitting in my car in high school.
Yeah,
How
totally.
crazy is that?
It's amazing. It comes full circle. I am literally from Compton, not just saying that. I went to all of elementary school there and middle school. So, but again, I think I love the movie Straight Outta Compton. I think that probably explained it best for what it was like living there. But listen, although it was tough in some areas, now that I've been a world traveler, listen, we didn't have it that bad. And, it's about family and love. And I think what Compton taught me was I love people. I can hang out with the people that don't have much, or I can hang out with people who have everything. And I feel like that humble beginnings for me really helped shape the type of person that I am.
Well, I mean, the travel, being able to experience different places and seeing what abject poverty looks like in some places is. I was in the military. I believe your husband was an Air Force pilot, right?
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank him for his. You see stuff that people here can't imagine sometimes. It does give you perspective, right?
Absolutely, 100%. And no matter what type of what's the right word? Probably adversity that our country goes through. We have to recognize we have an amazing country, and as those of us who've traveled outside and you understand what's around the globe, you'd be very thankful to have our national anthem played. And yes, there's a lot of changes that have to continue to be made for all of us, because this is our country and we share it together regardless of what we look like and what we believe in and who we love. And that's something we got to all continue to move forward towards.
Absolutely. The crazy thing about it, you don't age at all. I mean, you look identical to when you were playing in college. Like, it's wild, because this is the first time I've met you in person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my God, you look like you're 18, 19 years old still.
I appreciate
It's
that,
crazy.
because our sister tries to keep it right. But,
And best dressed is always, like, every
Yeah.
time you walk in a room, you're always the best dressed as well. Is that on purpose? Because I've always read the Jordan thing where he was like, look, they might only see me once. I want them to have that lasting memory of me.
That's
It's the same way
interesting.
with you. Like, everywhere you go, you're always the best dressed female, I feel like.
Well, I think that it's me being myself. Like, I've always loved like fashion, and even though when I couldn't afford it, wherever I got it from, I was trying to put it together and match it up. You know what I mean? And so that's naturally me. And at 6'5", listen, it's not easy trying to keep up with what's going on in the fashion world, because I can't fit everything that everyone, all the smaller women. Shout out to the small shorties that keep it cute. But so I try to do what's best for my body, and I know that I'm a role model for other young girls. And I just try to say, hey, here's one option. You can be feminine, you can wear your makeup, but you get out there and you ball, and that's my group. You know what I'm saying? And that's me being true to who I am. I can't be anybody else but me. So I like the fashion, I like the lipstick, but when it's time to get out there, let's win. I want to win.
You're
period.
in it. You're
Yes.
in it. Let me ask you this, because since you are coaching, if one of these guys isn't having a great game or a great practice, you ever grab the ball and be like, dude, I can do this. Why can't you?
No, that's not my approach, because I think it's important to motivate and inspire. And so I like to take the positive approach and just think bro, look, you've done this thousands of times. You got this. Don't worry about that missed shot. Whatever happened in the past, you're going to make the next one. And I have confidence in you. And I think the important part about being a coach is still the same way that I played. I tried to inspire my teammates. Each person I needed to make better in order for us to have total success. And that's how I approach coaching. These guys, listen, they have stellar careers and accolades. I'm not here trying to teach them something new about basketball at all. But if I can help manage things and if I can help give us a little bit of insight on something that we could do better, that's what I'm trying to do. And it's every time, and I hold them accountable. And what I love is having, obviously, Joe Johnson and Gennaro Pargo. Like, we have great guys in leadership that they hold each other accountable.
Joe can still ball, dude. I'm a Hawks fan.
Oh, okay. So you
Joe,
know.
dude, he led us. He was just a quiet dude. Is he around here?
He
Good.
He is, and he's quiet. But the quiet is one of those things that, you know, Joe and I both just celebrated birthdays. We're cancers. So let me just give you a little insight.
Here we go.
A cancer is a crab, right? And so our crab is that we have a shell, and we stay inside of our shell a lot until it's time to come out. And so that is almost like the alter ego of it, that Joe is usually in his shell because he's a cancer. He's cool, he's calm. But when he comes out, bro, it's trouble, it's tension, and he's a killer. You see what I'm saying? As was I. So
yeah, absolutely. And speaking of which,
I'll just drop Mike on that.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
you should. I was just wanted to ask you, somebody as decorated as you, one moment. If you look back on your entire career, what was the most special to you?
Oh, it will always be representing our country wearing the red, white, and blue. I mean, I played in L.A., for L.A., and playing for the L.A. Sparks. It's one thing for me to represent my city and to represent my state, but to be able to have represented our country for so many years, that's probably the biggest honor that I have in my career, you know, that I share with my children, to explain to them that, you know, there's nothing that I've accomplished more other than having my own children than that moment, especially the 96 Olympics. That's my favorite. Yeah. If you mean the moment.
In Atlanta.
Atlanta's my favorite.
Yeah, it was special. I was there, actually. So
really?
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta, so I got to go to those Olympics. And it was a magical feeling during that whole thing, because it was the United States, millions of people walking around from different countries that you might never get to see. And it's
USA
awesome.
Basketball just put the world on notice a couple of years prior to that, too.
Yeah,
right?
92.
So it was a big It was a big
huge.
deal.
We had just the Dream Team had won, right? It was at Barcelona, I believe. So, for us to have had the Olympics in the 96 and for me to have been young enough to play in that, and I mean, we had 35,000 fans chanting USA for our gold medal game. And that was the biggest crowd I had ever played in. So that was another moment that was just like, oh my God. But it's also a moment where you either rise or you don't. So you know who had the most points and rebounds, but still, you got to rise, right?
Best in the biz, best in the biz. Lisa Leslie, thanks for being here with us, and good luck this season.
Thank you so much. You know, a lot of this is just jokes. I don't think that highly
you don't have
of
to explain.
myself.
Our fans are all assholes.
We're dirtbags. Are you kidding
Very
me? Lisa?
humble. Thank
You're like
you, guys.
the classiest person we've had on here.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm kidding. Our next sponsor is Decked. If you don't know Decked, well, you're a liar. You're a liar. You've seen these on the back of every single pickup truck for people who work.
I think it's one of those products, though, that people see, kind of like how Raycon was, but they didn't know what it was until they started doing advertising. So, like Rhino Liner back in the day, you saw it everywhere. Then everyone's like, oh, it's Rhino Liner. Now you see Decked. It's these super dope-ass fucking toolboxes.
It's like a toolbox for the back of your truck, yeah.
But it is more utilitarian than any of the other ones I've seen.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's got all the shit you could possibly need.
If you're a working man, or you got a production company like us, because we've got 2 on our trucks at our office. We keep all the camera equipment locked in there, C-stands, all that other stuff. That's the best in the biz, man. Nobody's breaking through that. You could take a chainsaw or an axe to that goddamn shit, and you're good to go at Decked. Now, look, Decked, low pricey. But if you use our promo code, you will get free shipping on Decked. That is a massive deal because it weighs like 200 pounds. Dude, I would say you're probably saving yourself, what, $300-$400 in shipping?
At a minimum. It depends, especially if you live off the beaten path a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if you don't live near a major postal hub and you buy a product like this, you're gonna spend $500, $600, $700 on shipping.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Use the code. get it for free.
Exactly. And again, that's decked.com/drinkinbros. They've also got the pull-out ones, by the way, where you can put all the tools in the back of your truck, and it doesn't take up that much space in your bed, so you can still put other stuff in there. Get your decked drawer system at decked.com/drinkinbros and get free shipping. That is decked.com/drinkinbros for free shipping on your decked drawer system. Decked, decked.com/drinkinbros. Huge fan of those guys, dude. We've got them on all our trucks at the old office. Welcome back, kids. We've got the one and only Gilbert Arenas, who was a player in this league, and now you're a coach.
Yes.
How did you finesse that?
When you can't compete, you get on the other side of the ball, and that's what I decided to do. I realized that these kids is too young for my bones, and I decided I'm going to be a coach now.
How old are you, Bones?
39.
39.
But they feel
that's
they
not
feel
old, dude.
like 65.
Yeah.
They feel about 65.
Yeah. There's a bell curve on those bones.
Yeah, there is. What does a man like you do in Vegas? You've done some crazy shit.
And I got kids. I
boy.
got kids, so I can't really do what I want to do.
Yeah. They're
I
not
got
behind camera,
I
are
got
they?
responsibility. They're behind the camera.
Okay.
I got responsibilities now.
It's weird because we all have to grow up, but dude, the stories of you are legendary.
I know.
I'll ask one in a PC fashion, if you don't mind. Is it true that you took a dump in one of your teammates' shoes?
No, I used my dog poop.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. But it was very well planned though.
Yeah.
I had it all mayonnaised out, spread it, put the shoe, the sole back in.
on the top, yeah.
The sole back on the top.
Yeah.
The baby powder. I put the baby powder so it couldn't smell, and I guess he's seen the baby powder.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait. So the baby powder's to mask the initial scent, but then it wears off and it's just shit, right?
Yeah, but I guess he's seen the white powder, so
Yeah.
I didn't think past that part.
But see, here's why I love this story is I used to do that. But I used to do it super clever like you did. I did it. I wrapped it in a burrito shell, put full nachos around it, but everything. Guacamole. Because if you put the guac in there, it's almost like, oh, man, that's too expensive. They wouldn't just burn the guac.
Guac's extra. Everybody knows that.
Yes, guac's extra. That's the extra mile I would go to get people. So when I read that story, I was like, I'll ask him.
Then there was a better one. I almost got him because his name is Blotch.
Yes.
Right? So I cut the L for I, took off the HE, so his name was Bitch. And he almost went into the game. I almost got it in the game. But I guess when he took it off, he felt that breeze, and someone was like, "Oh, get!" I was like, "Oh, I almost had it."
That would have been the best move of all time.
I feel like stuff like that's good for the locker room. You got to fuck with each other.
Yes,
a little bit, you know what I mean?
People don't understand.
It's too tense
We're
all the time.
We're still kids.
Yeah.
When you get into the NBA, you're 18, 19, 20. That's your childhood still. You're not even a young adult. You're still a kid. You know what I mean? It's like,
but a rich kid too.
Yeah, you have the kids, and then you got the older guys.
Yeah.
But the kids are still like, yo, we trying to have fun still.
Right.
We can't go to the club, so this is our club.
I know.
This locker room is our club right now.
I know, man, and it's one of those things where you look out and you're like, man, you're in Vegas. There's all these other kids that are playing. Yeah. They know you. You're legendary, obviously. Washington Wizards, though, are going through some hard times. I don't know if you're still a Wizards fan. Do you follow it as much?
Yes, I still follow.
Okay.
They're
looking for a coach.
It's rough looking for a coach, but just like anything, you have to pick a coach on where your team is. And I think that's the reason some coaches get fired is because you don't have the right coach for that team or that part of the organization's rebuilding station. If you have a rebuilding coach, make sure he's on a rebuilding team.
Right.
And like you have, a coach that only know how to coach real talent, you can't have him around young talent.
Right.
They just don't mesh.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I'm a Hawks fan. Which is terrible in itself. We'll never win. Atlanta sports fan here. And Budenholzer, the coach of Milwaukee, he was the coach of Atlanta. Both teams met in the conference, but the conference finals. I couldn't figure out why he couldn't drive that Atlanta team there, but it makes perfect sense of what you just said of hey, he wasn't great with Trae Young and those guys, but he's super great.
But you need a coach that it's like, don't coach me in what I am already good at. Coach me at what we're not good at. So if they're not a great defensive team, you need a defensive coach that can push them because the offense moves. But if you have an offensive coach trying to push offense and wait, hold on, we know how to do this already. Just let us do this and you handle the other. You need coaches like that too. It's one of those things that it has to be the perfect match.
It's tough. He's in the military, so he knows that.
Yeah, not anymore. But yeah, this is your first time ever coaching at a professional level.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling about that? I mean, it
It
sounds
should
like,
be easy because they're professionals.
Right, exactly. But it sounds like you already have, like, you're not just an X's and O guy. You're looking at the theory of coaching and stuff.
Yeah,
as
you have
well,
to
right?
coach personalities.
Right.
You have 12 guys, 15 guys on a roster. All have to be treated different. You
Right.
want to treat them equally, but they have to be treated different. Some people you can yell at.
Yeah.
Some people you can't. You're trying to maximize everyone's potential. So as a coach, that's what you're really coaching, potential. Like who can do what, when. I need to yell on him, maybe not him. I mean,
Right.
I need to push him. Like you have to figure that all out. You just can't blanket it and say, all right, everyone's under the same umbrella.
Yeah, and what I love about you in particular is you take this seriously. I watched you play in this league, and now watching you coach this year, I can tell, like, you're in it already. Like, let's
Yeah,
go.
I told them, I said, hey, you missed 2 shots in a row. I can't wait. I can't wait to sell swag. I just can't because I know he's gonna quit and then he's gonna like run in the back and then we're gonna win.
There he is right now. There's Swaggy P.
He's talking about a show.
We were just
here.
talking about subbing you.
He's talking about subbing you. He's the originator.
Do you see his face already?
He's already
The thought of him getting subbed.
That's why I didn't want to play with you, man. I'm scared of this moment right here.
See, the thought of him getting subbed just makes me smile because
It
I know
does.
he's gonna be mad.
Hey, you took his look away shot. No look.
did.
Hey, we're gonna shoot and then
And
look
I made
away.
it better because I missed it.
You've
great.
seen the meme. That was after. That was after you. But you made yours. So
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
always.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
do that missing stuff.
Yeah.
So that's all he's known for is missing.
That's all. Wow.
Missing
And a
shots.
couple other things.
Look, the
With
internet-
cell phone and everything else. Wink, but yeah.
The internet is undefeated.
Yeah.
You got to be careful what you do in public these days because you might end up a meme.
Yes.
Exactly. Gilbert, tell everybody where they can find you.
Right now, I'm on getting ready for season 2 of the No Chill podcast on Football TV.
Yeah.
I've been working it. You know, I've been working it. You know, when I first started it, I was just doing it because I was bored.
Right,
and
right.
People actually liked it, so it's like, took it serious, and now I'm on season 2 on a TV show.
Well,
Nice.
with us in particular, I mean, we've done this for 7 years. Athletes are the hardest to interview. You're always looking for that one guy with a personality. You've got one of the biggest personalities in sports. That's why your podcast rocks. So,
With athletes, it's different. We're always, because we're being interviewed all the time during the season, we're basically handicapping what we do and what we say because we're afraid of, like, the angle.
Right.
See, it's the angle that the athlete is afraid of. Like,
Yeah, the media might be talking tomorrow about how you and Swaggy P have some rivalry, and
Yeah.
you guys ready to
Yeah.
fight.
So when you're interviewing them, just say, listen, this is a conversation. If you say anything that you don't want out, just tell us.
Right,
We'll
yeah,
erase it.
yeah.
That right there, you say that actually opens up. Like when I had Kevin Durant, I told him, hey, I'm not here talking about you and your relationship with Draymond Green.
yeah.
This is about you and what you do.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And then from that, he like, all right, he opened up, and that's like those are the best interviews when you
Right.
can get the guy to like have a conversation with you.
And it isn't because he's an interesting guy and he's fun, but it just takes a little bit of prying and be like, hey, man.
Yeah, because we're sensitive. We are because our whole life we've been praised for what we do. When we go on the road, you're booing me because you like me.
Right.
You're booing
Yeah,
me
yeah.
because you hate what I do to your team. That's still love. So the first time we see real hate is when the media writes something. And the funny part about it is usually they're true. We just didn't want to hear it. Like if I didn't pass the ball to my teammates
Yeah.
and you just pointed it out, I don't like that you pointed that out. Like
Right.
I was purposely not passing it in, but you just made it
Yeah.
for the public to see.
Yeah.
And that's what, so we get angry that the stuff you say it's real truth, but we just didn't want to recognize it at that moment in time.
Right.
Last question for you here. Could you go out and drop 35 tomorrow in this league?
Who's guarding me? Do I gotta play defense? Do I gotta play defense? If I don't have to play defense, yes, I can score 35. But I have to go back and forth because my first game here, I played 7 minutes and I slept for 2 days after.
Exhausted, right?
Never seen anything like it.
Well,
I was
it
like,
might-
man, what is this?
It might be worse this week because it's 117 degrees outside.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Good
yeah,
Lord.
yeah.
I know. Well, look, Gilbert, we appreciate you joining us. Looking forward to watching you coach this year. Hopefully you'll bring it home.
Hopefully, we'll see.
We'll see if you're in the Bahamas. We'll see. We'll find out.
All right. Can't wait.
So we got Stamps.com. Is it another company that feels too big for this show?
Kind of, but
Too
I've been
big.
using it for so long that it doesn't feel that big anymore. I mean, I used it before Black Rifle, then we used it at Black Rifle as well. And, it was a smaller company before, then a massive fucking company in Black Rifle. And then again, back to what is a smaller company in our merchandise and Drinkin' Bros merchandise. We use it as well. So I've gone through pretty much every layer of this stuff over the years, and it's been consistently one of the most useful tools for a small business. You don't want to spend all your time at a fucking post office.
No.
You don't want to spend your time trying to calculate rates and do all this other bullshit. You want to get down to the nitty-gritty. You want to spend your time doing what your core competency is, which is making your product and marketing your product. Let Stamps.com handle this other bullshit.
Yeah, there is no better company than Stamps.com if you run a small business or a large business in the United States. Why? It prints out your shipping for you. USPS, UPS, I believe they might even do FedEx. Dude, it's the best in the business, and it saves you money. Saves a shit ton of money just by printing it from your house and putting the labels on your boxes.
Money and time.
Yes.
And at that point, if you're running a business like that, that time equals money. And, it's another thing that you could take off your plate. One of the things you do in a business when it's a startup is you get it moving as fast as you can, and then you start looking for experts to come in and take over the shit that you're doing that you don't need to be doing, right? I need a CFO. I need a marketing person. I need Stamps.com to come in and handle the shipping, right? And here it is. I mean, you don't get any better than this. They bundle all these companies together, right?
It's right to your computer.
Yeah, so you end up they bundle your shipping rates along with a bunch of other small businesses. So you end up getting shipping rates that like Walmart and Amazon get.
Yeah.
Even though you're only selling whatever you're selling, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't get any better than this.
24/7 Stamps.com is open. So if you work late and you're trying to get these packages out the next morning, early in the morning, stop wasting your time going to the post office. Just go to Stamps.com instead. There's no risk. With the promo code DRINKINBROS, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Drinkin' Bros. That's Stamps.com, promo code Drinkin' Bros. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
I cannot believe season 4 of The Big Three is going to happen. If I had one thing being a New Yorker, I wish John Salley was here.
Oh.
And if he would just do something for him. John.
There we go.
John.
Hello.
Hi, buddy.
How you been?
This is like Rucker Park here.
You know, this is one of my favorite players of all time, and I've been bragging about it ever since.
Well,
This is the baller.
How long have you guys known each other?
Since I was 20, she's older than me. I was 16 years old the first time I seen her.
I was 14 and I had his basketball card. I said, sir, can you sign this for me, please? And he was so kind and generous, and he patted me on the head.
Don't believe the hype. She was that much better than everybody else. I brag about it every time I see her. I think about it.
What's one story that nobody knows then?
She can go around. I think the first time anybody ever got their ankles broken, she did it, and she reached out to help him back up. I'm thinking that was the first time ever that guy went on to shoot himself.
He's no
in
longer
the bathroom.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, he went home, shot himself, but we don't like to talk about that.
We never do it on film.
No.
You ever
No.
taken money off of the dudes?
All the time. That's how I survived growing up. Remember, we would play in the park, and I would act like I couldn't play, and then we'd get the game and the money. We would win. And I would
Yeah,
go,
and sit around and say, "Oh my God, this girl's in the car." No, that ended all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first I knew it too. I knew the future was female because I saw the best.
Yeah. And then Lisa Leslie's here as well.
I know it,
She's
looking like a long, beautiful chocolate
Yes.
model, just
Runway model.
pretty eyes. You know, it was a trip because
You know,
first.
her husband's here.
Yeah, I do. I know both of them. My daughter, literally, Lisa trained my daughter, and my daughter quit because it was obviously too hard. But I
Yeah,
was
it's
playing
intense.
against Lisa in UCLA, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, I'm finally going to play against Lisa. All right, I'm going with her. And she elbowed me in the stomach and was like, yo. I was like, you have no idea. I have no problems on dunking on a girl or running her over. None whatsoever. Ever.
Isn't that called gender equality?
Hey, if you on court, always treat everybody the same.
Yeah, because you never know. And then you could get embarrassed by anyone.
You can tell by the walk on court. If you watch her walk, you can tell she got the swag of a ball player like Jay-Z. You can tell it. They legs, they just walk funny, like they back is hurt until it's time.
And then it's over.
And then it's over.
And then it's over. And you go to the Hall of Fame. You get to see the people you admired. And now I get to be around all of you guys who are such a great part of the culture.
You know,
of this game.
I still get nervous when I see Dr. J.
Me too.
Same.
And no one gets
Clyde
this.
Drexler.
Deuces. I only got dunked on 3 times in my life. MJ, Clyde Drexler, and Matt Fish.
Matt Fish
Dunked on me. He dunked on me when I was playing for Miami, to the point where I had heart palpitations. They had to take me away on a stretcher. Swear to God, I couldn't believe. I thought my life was over.
Yeah, but
Matt
thank
Fish
God
dunked on me.
there was no social media to show it over and over and over.
No, you just have teammates that go da-na-na,
All day long. Because you never forget it. Has anybody ever dunked over you?
Karl Malone, I was playing for the Jazz. I was playing in 1986 for Frank Layton in their summer league. And I got back, and it was Karl and one of his teammates, and I just planted myself, and I closed my eyes, and it got real quiet. He jumped over me and dunked, and I was so mad at Karl Malone. I go, don't you ever do that again. You hit me. You hear me? He jumped over me and dunked.
Karl Malone doesn't give a shit, though.
About anything now. He wears Skechers. Obviously, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't even care. And drives a truck.
Yeah, he's about that life.
He is the whitest black dude I have ever met in my entire life.
Oh, ever.
I'm not going to weigh in on that.
No?
I'm the whitest black person.
You're right. But he's the blackest redneck I've ever met in my life.
Wait, I have red hair too.
Redneck.
Real difference in the hair color and the neck. It tells a lot about a white man.
Okay, we're back.
Are you sure? Thank you guys for being here. Good luck the rest of the
Did we
day.
just mess up the television?
We got John Spider Salley in the building.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
I'm all right, man. So I hear you guys are gonna be in my ear.
We are.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in my ear.
Yeah.
And we get to have fun, but they can be. You hear the sound. They can be very aggressive.
Oh yeah.
So let's pick the jokes properly.
Maybe not. I can't guarantee anything, John. You're asking me shit that I can't promise
Well,
right now.
our first interview today, Gilbert Arenas is harassing one of his own team or one of his own players.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
what are
yeah.
you gonna
Swaggy
do,
P.
right? Yeah.
What else is new?
Yeah, nothing.
Exactly.
Zero is new with that situation.
Yes.
That's all been done before.
I got to ask you about the Last Dance. Everybody's
Yeah, man.
still talking about it. It's a year later. What were your genuine thoughts on it, looking back at it? Because if I would have interviewed you right afterwards, it would have been too fresh, and you probably would have been like, fuck this guy, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What happened is they know that I have a fleeting memory. But they know I have a great, it sounds so crazy that I put it that way, but I got a great memory. And MJ was like, ask Sal, because I remember, and I would tell him.
Like the small details and
small
stuff, right?
detail.
Yeah.
It was raining. It was a Tuesday. Sounds like it's some craziness, but I can give you the outfit of what's going on around it. And after I did the interview, they had to remind me that I could not talk about the interview. And they didn't let me know that it was the Last Dance.
No way.
So what they did is I come in and I'm dressed one way, and I do this interview about Dennis Rodman for his documentary. They bring me back in and say, hey, man, I got this other one. It's going to be pretty big, probably the biggest thing ever. And I want to talk to you about it. It's kind of about when you were on the Bulls a little bit. I said, okay. I said, all right, no problem. So, I convinced MJ to go out in Philadelphia and in Miami. And he was mad at me both times. But
Wait, to go out
to go out to the club. He kept saying, Sal, I can't go to the club. I go,
no kidding. Right?
You're not living a life if you can't do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And we went out and they turned the house lights on. And he looked at me and said, this is fun to you, huh? I go, well, I don't ever
play the
have
music?
I go, I never have to pay to get in this club again.
Yeah.
But then we went out Miami and he got cigars. So he liked that I would always try to get him engaged to do things. But some of the stories that I wind up seeing, the twist, the angles that they put on it, Isaiah Thomas and I said this: if we knew that the Bulls had that much turmoil, they would have never won a championship.
Right.
If
We
we
would have
knew-
smelled the weakness, right? But
Yeah.
Phil did a good job of cleaning that shit up.
And the
he
media,
did-
the media protected them too.
Yeah, because Phil kept calling us names, thugs,
Yeah,
and bad for the NBA, and bad imaging, and because Johnny Moe started it when we were in Boston, but then he said that about everything, but he really hated us. So when you twist it that way, and the NBA starts saying, "Hey, this is the star of the league, and this is bad," he's kind of right. But if we would have known, we knew to hit Scotty. Dennis did that.
Right.
Yeah.
We knew Cartwright didn't really want to fight. Isaiah went after him. And I was really cool with Horace. So we knew certain things.
Right.
We knew how to go at the BJ Armstrong, but we didn't know that MJ, like, they didn't like him. When I got to the Bulls, I think part of the reason I got on the squad was MJ said, "Yeah, have John on the team." And it was division, but we were used to seeing that. We were used to seeing cliques. But I didn't know they felt that way about
So on
it.
your other teams, your superstar guys didn't have that kind of relationship with the rest of the team. Is that unique to Jordan? I'm sure there's been others, but it
Yeah.
seemed like during that time period, you didn't expect that to be the case at all.
No, MJ, when I watched The Last Dance, I knew he was, leaps and bounds, Space Jam above all the rest of his players. But to prove to everybody that he brings the idea or the relationship up, it was 100%. And without the triangle, I'm telling you, without having some sort of system, he doesn't win. And I'm not saying Phil is the but the triangle was able to get everybody else involved and get other teams not to focus. I just learned something because Gilbert Arenas is brilliant. and I told people this, and they thought. I remember when Gilbert was first out, I called Joe Dumars and said, "You got to get this guy on the Pistons."
Staff, yeah.
And he was like, "What do you?" Well, have his agent call. I was like, "Dog, you need Gilbert Arenas." I said, "The kid is brilliant."
Yeah.
Give you why I say he's brilliant. I say, "How are we gonna? What do you think about the lead right now?" And he says, "Well, Milwaukee's never going to win as long as the Greek Freak gets the ball. He can't shoot foul shots. He doesn't pass. No assists. He has the ball 90% of the time.
Right.
It's not going to work." Nobody else on television is talking about
I think
that.
people are afraid to say something like that, to be honest, because he's such a great player. It's weird to say something negative about such a great player.
Right. But
And
But
in
it's
today's
true.
world, if you have a bad take like that, and let's say he comes back and wins in Game 7, remember what you said about the Greek Freak, and then they would be on you.
I'd be happy. Like, good. I'm glad he succeeded. Who gives a shit? I don't care about being
But think
wrong.
about it. Does Lopez have a good game? No. Does Middleton have a good game? No.
Yeah.
None of these guys have good games because the ball is focused to go to him.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a mistake.
And I made that mistake last night when I bet on them and then kept chasing that live line all night.
Yeah.
And that sent me to bed early. And I'm not happy about that, so I'll never be a Bucks fan after last night, dude.
I'm going to tell you, they're going to win game. Is it game 3?
Three, yeah.
So
The reason is because they're going to be in Milwaukee, correct? Mm-hmm. So I would tell you this: the Suns are going to win the finals.
Maybe in 5 games, to be honest. We'll
Right.
see. We'll see. But
Right. I just think last night's game made Milwaukee feel that they can beat this team.
Yeah.
Last night's game.
that matters even in a loss,
Right.
especially when you're going back home. And look, nothing out of the ordinary has happened yet. The home team won home
Right.
games.
That's the way you say it.
Series starts tomorrow, I guess.
You
right?
win at home.
Yeah.
But if they don't win well, meaning if they don't win by double figures, and it's a close game, it's over.
Oh, yeah. And, Chris
you
Paul,
shouldn't bet on
First
games.
championship. I shouldn't bet. That
Shouldn't
is-
bet on game.
that-
You
that
should talk
is-
to me before betting on these Cretans.
Give me
Yeah,
your
well-
cell. I'll hit you. I'll hit you
I
up.
didn't realize that was a service that was available.
Yes,
to us.
the service.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
because everybody's gambling on sports now and live lines and everything else, including
Yeah.
the big 3. There's going to be lines up for that. I mean, during
Now
the
you
pandemic,
can bet on this.
During the pandemic,
we'll
you
be
could bet
betting
on
on this.
video gamers playing each other.
Yeah.
That's where we're at as a society. So yeah, everybody's all in. Sports
You know-
gambling is the future.
You know what I love about Vegas? I was here and I was walking through the hotel, and at the Resort World, and they have a mechanical horse racing game, and guys were sitting around betting on it.
Yeah, it's a computer that decides who wins. Like, what the fuck kind of bet is that? That's not a bet.
I said this.
I've said that for years. I hate that shit so much. It
I
doesn't
said
make any sense.
the slot machines keep this place open.
Yeah.
People sit there waiting on their food going, oh, I didn't win again. You ain't never going to win.
No.
This is not Ocean's 11. It's not going to happen.
No. That's why I bet on sports. I at least feel like I know a little bit about it. But like for you, if you walked up to a cage last night and said, all right, great, give me the Suns, 5.5 or whatever it is, would there be a look from the pit boss that says, shit, that's John Salley, like he's going to take us for a lot of money?
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
No, I rolled dice here one time and won big. And I realized it felt like they were watching me in my room. It just felt weird. It did.
How big are we talking? 6 figures?
Yeah. I came here and I rolled for a guy. He put 100,000. We made $750 in 22 minutes.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Did they tax you immediately on something like that?
This is the craziest thing. He didn't want to give me my percentage of it. And, you can't beat people up nowadays. But it's but it was cool. I figured out how to do it, but it was and then I watched this other player.
Cuttino Mobley.
This
just
is my favorite. See,
Cuttino Mobley.
Last year he was going to beat up Michael Rappaport. To me,
This is my guy.
Yeah.
This is the
My
ace.
guy. It's my guy.
My dude.
You guys
I'm so
are
happy to
practicing
see
or
you.
taking pictures.
When they talk about old man strength, this is it right here.
He's witty, yeah. All day.
Yeah.
Silver Fox.
Goddamn right.
Silver Fox.
My wife loves it, dude. I'm glad she's
Does
not
she?
here.
wife-
She loves
his
it.
wife
She always
loves
wants me to go, Grace.
I
She
know.
tells me
I
that every
dyed
day.
mine because I didn't want to see
We all
old
do,
on
dude.
television.
Yeah.
You like
Yeah.
Come
That-
on, bro.
You see,
Come on, get it.
Dan's not afraid to let it
It's
go,
what
and he
me-
gets women all the time.
So it's me, George Clooney,
yes.
Brad Pitt.
McDreamy from
Dreamy, McSteamy. We all like, come on, get with it.
it's such a Catino thing. Me, George Clooney.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
A couple other guys.
It's George Clooney and then Cuttino Mobley. You heard it here first.
There you go.
Best
Deuces.
looking man in America
It was-
right
it-
there. Cuttino Mobley.
All right.
So when you got that money and they were watching you, did they
They
take
were
taxes
watching-
out of that?
No. They gave me the best room at the Venetian.
Mm-hmm.
I had strawberries with chocolate and pistachios. Never had that. $400 bottles of wine because I don't do cocaine.
Yeah.
So that was the closest thing. No, I'm joking.
That must have been rough back in the 80s not
no,
doing cocaine,
it was
man.
2004 or something.
That's before
2002.
social media. You can still do blow
Yeah, you
back
can do
then.
weird
Yeah,
shit
but
back then.
I didn't get high. I look back now, man. I didn't even smoke weed in NBA. I was definitely out of the loop.
Yeah.
I didn't-
Definitely not a performance enhancer, so you don't have to worry about it. So,
I
yeah.
know, but then that was probably why I didn't get to hang with a lot of guys because I
whatever.
didn't, I didn't do it.
That's a weird one, though, with the weed thing and the woman in the Olympics.
Yeah, well, this is a trip because Usain Bolt smokes weed.
Yep.
Michael Phelps. So if you're really good at it, you smoke weed.
Yeah.
Apparently, the best in the
The
world. at
best of the
something.
world smokes
Yeah.
weed.
You got to come down.
Yeah, you have to learn how to relax the muscle and all the muscles. And I don't think they get it totally.
Well, maybe not.
Last question for you here. Who wins the big three? Who am I putting money on?
I never go against
Joe Johnson?
Dr. J. Well, Joe, I think Joe can play in the NBA
That's
right
what
now.
I say.
Honestly,
And I'm not saying
This-
that because people could look at
No.
I'm dead ass serious.
watching him shoot around, and it's like, how many shots in a row is this guy going to make?
And
You know
I
what
said to
mean?
him, I said, hey, you still are that killer and you do yoga.
Yeah.
So I like him because
Yeah.
I was pushing yoga in 2000, 99. And he's doing yoga. But I literally said, do you want to play? He was like, nah, this is my thing. I'm going with Joe.
All right. You heard it here first.
Don't
Look,
tell
I'll-
Gilbert Arenas I said that.
Oh, it's fine. I'm going to throw some cash on it. Gilbert gambles. Jesus. You kidding me? Before we came down here, the casino grabbed me and he said, hey, you going to Gilbert Arenas? Tell him he's got a mark here that he owes 100. I'm kidding.
Yeah, which he probably does. I came here with a player. I won't say his name, Charles Barkley. And we couldn't get our rooms until he paid his mark. And I was like, "What does that mean? We got to wash dishes? What does this mean? What's happening?" I didn't know what it is. Oh my God!
Oh, look at that.
Coop,
Coop, are you kidding me?
Part of the bad boys, but we called them bad kids in 1988 when we beat them. They became the bad boys in '89 when they beat us back. So, there you go.
Michael Cooper,
Michael
greatest three-point stroke ever.
Oh,
it took a year. It took a year for him to shoot a three. Him?
Dog, this is the funniest thing. All the fights that the Lakers got into, he was the one fighting. Like we used to think, we used to say, you should be on our squad. He goes, Shh, I don't like cold weather. All right, fellas, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it. Throw your money on Joe Johnson. And what a day. Got to meet some heroes today.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Ice Cube?
Yep.
Come on, dude.
I honestly wasn't expecting to talk to Ice Cube.
How crazy is that?
For however long that was, 7 minutes, it seemed like forever.
Sometimes we get these calls and you're like, oh, hey, someone wants to be on your show. And you're like, who? There's no way they'll do that. Ice Cube came on the show today.
Ice Cube. Got to talk to Gilbert Arenas, who is John Salley in the show talks about this a little bit. But Gilbert Arenas is not a guy I would expect to be super strategic and going about coaching, but apparently he puts a lot of thought into this shit.
Gangster, I bet he's got some money on it.
Yeah, he talks. He's got a very smart strategy when it comes to coaching other people and being a leader and shit like that. I was really surprised by that. That was fun. Lisa Leslie came on the show. Speaking of a leader, she's got 4 gold medals for the United States. Her husband is a former Air
90
Force.
MVPs.
Yeah, her husband's a former Air Force pilot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like a super American. She loves America.
It was cool, man, to hear her say like, "Hey, what's the best thing you've ever done in your career?" Because she's done it all. She's won NCAA championships, high school championships, 4 gold medals, MVPs, and then she said, "Playing for my country and the flag itself is the greatest moment of my career."
Yeah.
And especially now with what we're going through now, you love to hear that out of athletes. It's just rare. You don't hear it that much.
Well, it was reflected in her coaching style, too. You were kind of jokingly asking her if she was talking shit to the guys.
Yeah.
And she was like, I like to be more positive about things. And I think it's reflective in pretty much everything she does in life, right? Which is nice. I mean, it was really a pleasure getting to talk to her.
You know what's funny, man? It isn't even shit talking. She's just that great.
Yeah.
I know we had that female NFL coach on a couple weeks ago, and it's like, dude, Lisa Leslie went out against the fucking best and destroyed everyone, dude.
Yeah.
And she was the face of the WNBA for years and years and years. Like, and then she has the same mentality as like Kobe. So yeah, you wonder if you're gonna coach like she is,
right?
Does she get out there in sweats and be like, hey, dude, you need to box these motherfuckers out? Like, what's the gangster inside of her? I wonder. She's so professional when she comes on. Anybody's show, and her interviews are amazing.
We'll see what happens when she's on the sidelines.
I know.
If she goes full like Pat Summerall and starts throwing chairs and shit like that, we'll see. She's got the fire in her. We've seen it on the court. We'll see. I'm actually excited to see how her coaching style ends up being. We also got a chance to talk to John Salley, who we love. The
best.
John Salley's hilarious.
Swaggy P rolled through.
Swaggy P rolled through. Yeah, I think John Salley might be a better entertainer than he was a basketball player, and that's saying something because he was on those tough-ass Pistons teams back in the day, man. He was that dude was an asshole.
I don't think people remember he had his own talk show for a while, man.
Yeah, the John Salley show.
Yeah, but I want to say it went like maybe 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
That dude is fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah.
The stories he told us off air, my God, man.
He's a really fucking funny guy with a ton of stories.
Yeah.
Ton of stories.
Tons of
big
stories.
fan of that guy.
Yeah.
This is one of those events where, you don't think about it just brings back a lot from your childhood. I watched all these people. I grew up listening to Ice Cube. I grew up watching these motherfuckers play basketball. You know what I mean? It's just kind of it's a little weird. Not gonna lie.
It's wild, right?
Yeah.
And when you sit back and look at it, where you're like, man, was that my life today?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Look, we tell everybody this all the time, and I'll say it again, man. Being able to podcast every single day is a gift, dude. We would never get to talk to these people in real life. It's crazy.
No.
It's crazy. And then shout out to Nancy Lieberman for rolling through as well, dude. She was the OG back in the day.
If you didn't, we should clip out that segment with her and John Salley because that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, she was an OG gangster back in the day, dude. She even rolled through, and then there's just people milling around, and it's like, man, I almost feel like staying another 5-6 hours to try to.
This is one of those things where you could just hang out all day for sure.
Yes,
and just talk to people, right?
I'm like, hey, dude, they're gonna throw us out, right? Like we're all done here.
We're gonna get thrown out like the Jazz and what's his name, Carlton's dad.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh Prince, like Jazz and the Fresh Prince. They're just going to grab us by the nape of the neck
Dude.
and throw us out the door. Hey, look, I'm fine. I've been thrown out of better places. This is the Orleans Arena. Come on, man. Shit. Give a fuck.
Today's definitely one of those imposter syndrome days where you're like, hey, you sure you want to talk to me? This is awesome.
Yeah.
But a blast, an absolute blast. Shout out to the Big Three for having us. And I want to give a special shout out to Papa G, Giorgio, and Delco Dan for setting everything up. Running and gunning today. You were on the last journey with us when we had this many guests on with Kid Rock and those guys. And same thing, first guest was Kid Rock, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, where are we going from here?
Thank God we were set up in time and everything else. And then today, first guest was Ice Cube. So, yeah, there he is.
Show is both exactly the same as that one and exactly the opposite of that one at the same time. Ross, I don't know if you're picking up what I'm saying here.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
That's what I'm saying.
John
Daly is the
an
greatest athlete of our time, and I will
one
not,
of the greatest athletes.
I will not have
of
his name
this or any
besmirched in my
generation.
presence. You son of a bitch. No, a real athlete shows up with a 24-ounce cup of room temperature vodka.
Yeah,
okay?
Styrofoam cup, dude.
Yeah.
No ice, no nothing, and then he killed
yeah.
a 12 of Coors Light on top of it.
Quick shout out to Fuzzies, because that's what his name's called.
Yeah,
It was Fuzzies, yeah.
It was Fuzzies.
That's true.
It was Fuzzies vodka. No
Yeah.
one's denying that.
No.
No one's denying that. D'Anthony.
Yep.
Smiled like a little kid today, man. And half of these interviews, I bet if you just cut to my face, it's just ear to ear.
Yeah, same probably, right?
You could be here. You could be the collapse of the Miami building.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to change for you. Nothing's going to change for you. Me, I am. So I'm ready for the comments. You can go ahead and leave them in the comments section on YouTube. And as always, rate the show a 5-star and leave a quick review on iTunes for Drinkin' Bros podcast. For D'Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson, live from the Big Three in Las Vegas. Good night, everyone.